Hello, friends. My name is Angela Miller, and I am the Rose Heart Shaman. It's my pleasure to be with you today. I am also a channel for the Archangel Realm, and this is a series of video segments and information directly inspired by or channeled by the Archangels. I have a direct connection to Archangel Uriel, who is the angel of wisdom, and I have a direct connection to Archangel Gabriel, who is the angel of messages or communication. So I want you to know that these are all divinely inspired to help us all, move on through life in a way that resonates with each of us in our own hearts. And I hope you find them helpful and useful in your day-to-day life with your friends, your family, and really just for your own personal self-development. So thank you so much for tuning in. Some of this information is a little bit of a backstory. So we're going to go back a little bit before we can go forward. And it's going to lay the foundation for future segments. And it's just like layers building upon one another to try and make sense of things for you in a new way and with a modern language. And that's one of the things that the Archangel said to me early on. They said, Angela, the reason we want you to do this, you and many, many others, by the way. So if you don't resonate with my frequency, you can go look it up for someone else has a message for you. But it's because they want us to relate to information in modern language. You'll hear me say the suit doesn't fit. I'll say that a lot because the old suit, the way the language was written in the old Bibles and Testaments, and by the way, not all of that was interpreted correctly. We may have time for that in a future segment. They are really pushing a lot of us to learn this new language, communicate with people in a modern way, to reconnect with others. They want all of you to know as well that they are super duper busy working on behalf of humankind. All of us, they are with us all the time. They are accessible to you to pray to. So if there's a saint, an ascended master, an angel, an archangel that you've always felt resonated with you, they're there for you. No, that's the truth. They are there for you to help you shine and rise. So give them what's in your head that you don't need anymore. Ask them to open your heart and be open and willing to receive. Today's episode is about the Great Reset and how New Earth is resonating on higher frequencies and what impact that has for humanity. Now, some of you are wondering, what is she talking about? New Earth and frequencies. This is kind of a new lingo for most mainstream people who are, just curious about spiritual matters. You may not be overly religious, or perhaps there's a past you have with a specific religion, but it just doesn't fit. It's like an old suit just doesn't fit you anymore. So we're going to delve into this a little bit. And one of the things that the archangels always do is they show a lot of metaphors. So I will use metaphors to explain how they explain things to me. And I want you to just think about it really in a way that makes sense for you. So there is a moment in time that if you are an adult and you're watching this, I'm sure you would remember it vividly. And that day was March 17th, 2020. Do you remember where you were and what you did that day? Because that was the day the world shut down. Do you recall? There was this thing called coronavirus and nobody knew what was going on and people were getting sick and there were lockdowns and quarantines, and we kind of went into this panic state because we were dealing with something we couldn't see and we really didn't know much about it. So that was the day the archangels are showing me that, visually speaking, God put his thumb on the reset button for Earth. And everything really just stopped. If you think about where you were at that time, and none of us enjoyed going through that, okay? Just full disclosure, I'm one of them. But I would be remiss if I didn't say that there were some positive things in my own life that came out of that experience. One is that I spent more time with my family. We played more games. We were sillier together. You had time to really think about priorities in a new way. I know a lot of friends who relocated after that experience because they didn't want the standard 12-hour-a-day grind at work. They enjoyed working from home and having that time with their family. So there was a great migration that came out of that. And people did have an opportunity to rebalance and refocus their lives. But here is a little tidbit that I want you to think about. God didn't necessarily do that for humanity. Of course, we were inspired to change during that time, and there was a lot of unrest during that time, if you recall. But that was really done to aid Mother Earth and give her some time to heal. So it was done to heal the earth. You may also recall hearing stories that because there was no pollution, we weren't doing things to put harmful chemicals and pollutants into the waterways and the oceans and into the air, because everything shut down, right? Mother Earth had a chance to cleanse herself of all of the toxins and poisons that humanity was putting into her. About 8 to 10 weeks after we were all in quarantine, we were hearing stories about how streams were finally running clear again and how certain species of fish were coming back to certain lakes and areas that they hadn't inhabited in a while. And this was all a part of the healing process that was going on Earth. There was something else that went on during that period, and that was really humanity, because we were poisoning the earth. Up to that point, Mother Earth's weather patterns were kind of series that they show me. This sounds kind of gross, so bear with me. She was vomiting up a lot of these toxins because we were poisoning her so much. So there were these horrible weather patterns that were going on that were kind of weird phenomenon, hard to explain. And some of you are probably saying, well, that's happening to us now. And that's also correct. But the reason it's happening now is Mother Earth is going through her own renewal. So before, when it was happening, before COVID, it was because we were causing it as humans. Now it's happening is because she's going deeper and deeper and deeper within her own healing and purging out that which doesn't matter, that which does not resonate with her any longer. So she's still going through a reset. So we're going to see these weird patterns for a while. I don't have information on when they're going to subside, but she's in the process of self-healing. The biggest difference is Mother Nature and Mother Earth is back in control of herself. That's a good thing. As she is healing, her vibration is rising. So there's this new frequency on Earth where we as humans are being inspired to follow suit. So concurrently as humans, what's happening is, if you recall, there were some really turbulent times in the United States. And I don't know where you're tuning in from, but it was really crazy. I mean, all we had was television. And every day it was like you just never knew what you were going to see with the updates and the latest news from the press briefing rooms at the White House, or just all of the different talking heads weighing in, and how certain people were really, really uptight because they felt that their freedoms are restricted because they were stuck at home. And we went through this period of nasty unrest. And some of that is still going on today. The difference is that a lot of people have decided, you know what, I'm done. I'm done with all the nastiness. I'm tuning it all out. And I want to take back control of me. And that is the whole point. This is about you raising your frequency now. You joining Mother Earth and rising to the occasion and focusing inward in your heart. Letting go of all the noise that the outside cable outlets, the talk radio, sometimes our friends and family like to fill our head with these poisonous viewpoints that don't fit us anymore. Again, back to that suit that doesn't fit. And it's because we are raising our own vibration with the earth. We don't want to hear it. I really want to just live in my own truth and joy. And I'm finding my way back to that. In fact, I discovered I had shaman roots during that process. And I'm being encouraged now to share it with all of you in this forum. So if you, as a being of free will, want to tune it out and turn it off, Go for it, baby, because that is the key to your own success. That is the key to raising your frequency and being able to meet Earth where she is, because a lot more is coming. And I know a lot of people who are doomsdayers are out there, and they're concerned about end times, and we're kind of living in dual realities. So we're going to talk a little bit about that in a future episode, how we're living in dual realities, and this fracture is occurring, and there's a reason for that as well. But I hope it makes sense for you how Mother Earth, it is New Earth, because she's reclaimed her sovereign right to control herself. That's the message for you, folks. Get back in touch with you. Turn off the noise, shut out the naysayers, and really start resonating with the truth you know is in your heart. It's not about what's in your head. It's about what's in your heart, and start emanating that peaceful, loving, joyful frequency out there, because that too is your sovereign birthright. You have a right to your joy, your inner peace, your wellness, and your mindfulness. And who cares what everybody else thinks? So I hope you found this inspiring and helpful. This was a download that I received in combination with Archangel Uriel and Gabriel. And I was encouraged to lay this out there because more is coming, and we're going to build on this theme and deepen our work together as time goes on. So I hope you'll tune back in, and thank you so much for joining the Rose Heart today. I wish you well, peace, love, and joy. Cheers.